Hello, good evening, everyone. Hope you're all well. Welcome to the pre-show for Tier 3, rounding off the week. As usual, I am joined by Joel again, doing comms with me, and Fresh is on this week, alongside Scotty. How are you all doing?
Very well.
Doing good.
Yeah, Scotty, your first time on here. You finished last week after the report. You finished 9th on the grid. But you got demoted down to P10. How are you feeling about Singapore? Are you any good around here?
If I can keep it out of the walls and keep it away from penalties and spinning, I think I can finish up there. But that all depends on if I spin or not.
Yeah, that is the key on Singapore. It's all about surviving, really, and especially if it's going to rain like it normally does in Singapore. Fresh, you'll be hoping for a better week after your early crash.
The race last week?
I
I completely forgot.
How did the practice session go for you?
I really enjoyed it actually. It was really good between me, Poe, and Dylan throughout, really. Till Dylan decided to put on the mediums. When it was still quite wet.
Yeah, Dylan, the winner of last week, of course, leads the championship after round 1. Pole as well from him, his first one in 7GR, but completely different track tonight. Singapore, a lot more challenging than Spa. Ones to watch tonight for me are Podgy and Paul, because they have got very good form around here. Podgy on pole last season. No, season 6, I think it was. He has a pole round, and also Paul, is a Tier 2 winner at Singapore, and he also got a podium in Tier 3 in season 6. So them two are the ones to watch for me. Any ones you've caught your eye last week, Joel?
Paloma for me. I was very impressed
Paloma.
on that debut. P4, I think it was. And
Yeah, he did finish P4.
kept it clean. I think they were one of the only people not to have a time penalty at the end as well. So we know that's important in Tier 3.
Yeah, definitely. Making his first start tonight is in Tier 3 season is Winter Cookout, who is in the Haas. He might be one to watch well. He had a couple of good races last season. He'll be teaming up with Podgy. They're currently second in the Constructors Haas, thanks to Paloma's P4 and Podgy's P3 last week. Paloma in the Mercedes this week, reserving for Whitboy. Potentially pushing for a full-time seat. We also got Woody Ketchup looking for a full-time seat. He finished second last week. Unfortunately, couldn't get him in this week. There's too many drivers checked in, so someone has to miss out. But talk about the rain. I think it will rain tonight. Probably full wets as well. We had a wet race in Tier 1 on Tuesday. That looked pretty tough, especially tough for me. But what is your podium predictions? 1, 2, and 3. We'll start off with Scotty.
I'll go all over your face first, Dylan second, Podgy third.
Bad shot. I've got that all your face. He had a bit of a, well, not a bad race, but I think we expected a bit better from him last week. What about you, Fresh?
Paul, I think, will take the win. Don't know. DPV probably. Will probably get a podium, I feel. You know, back Scott to get a podium as well.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, DBV, another one who we expected to do quite well last week, but didn't finish in the points. And what about you, Joe?
I'm going to go bold. I'm going to go Dylan, back-to-back wins.
That's not bold.
Paloma P2, and I'm going to go Fresh for third.
Thank you.
If it rains. Although I think in the dry might sneak one as well, to be fair. If it rains, I could see Fresh a little bit higher.
I wouldn't mind a wet race, to be honest with you.
Anything can happen around Singapore, I think.
The people
It's
that
wide
got in the
open tonight.
practice nice and early would have had a lot of wet weather practice. I think we had 20 minutes of full wets and no, probably about 15 minutes of full wets and then quite a lot of inters. So we got quite a bit of practice in there for that.
Be interesting
gonna
to
go-
see how Bio can do with a full race this week if he doesn't get unlucky like last week.
Oh yeah, that big crash. Was it you, Scott, you spun out in front of him? I can't remember.
No, it was Dan's, I believe.
Dan's. Yeah, that was a crash. That was very unfortunate. I can't remember where he was running though, but Tier 3 was the best race for me last week. Out of
I'd agree.
all the tiers.
I'd agree with that one.
Is that because you didn't have
Yeah,
any
some
streaming
content
troubles with that one?
Well, we are running the broadcast formation lap tonight, so hopefully
Run us through what that means.
basically you just get a spectator view, the same as we do
Oh, okay.
for the formation lap, I believe. I've never used it, but I think that is what it is.
Another great EA.
And hopefully you'll start on the correct tyre temps.
Tier 3 has the potential to take Race of the Week again this week. I'm not sure about Tier 2 because I partaked in it, but I think we haven't really had a massively close battle at the front. I know Waze absolutely barnstormed yesterday, which was interesting to see.
What happened to you? I didn't watch. I wasn't at home.
Qualified. Where did I qualify? P8 or 9, I think. Started soft, up to P2 after the first couple of laps. Took a spin, and from there, just that mid-pack really finished P7, I believe.
Yeah, the race last night was thumping her.
I watched it earlier, just after work. You definitely got the commentator's curse from Kuninch. Was on board with you and then spun.
That's his speciality. Kunich
Yeah, we really should start giving
commentator
him penalty
curse.
points for that.
But yeah, Tier 1 was quite good. I thought kind of ruined by the rain, but the ending was a bit exciting. There was a lot of, obviously me and my teammate Kieran stayed on the inters while everyone else went on dries, and Kieran got overtaken on the last straight by Firmsy. So I think that was quite a good race. But again, Singapore does throw up a good race, I think. As long as there's not too many safety cars, because it is a very long lap round here. If it is going to be wet and there's going to be safety cars, we're talking about 3 minutes under the safety car each lap. So
I remember Podgy around Singapore in season 4 leading for most of the race till he span, unfortunately for him.
I believe I had a podium on track last week, but then last season, or was it the season before? But I ended up coming fourth because it was like desync issues or something.
Last season was your first full season, I think, so it probably was last season. Was it last season, your first full season?
This is my third season.
Oh, right, okay. Been part of the furniture.
Yeah.
The Tier 3 originals. Fresh, apparently you need to win tonight or your beer will get confiscated.
Yeah, shout out to Mrs. Fresh in the chat. She can try.
Ah,
yeah, Dylan going for a Paul wins. Lots of backing for Paul. Interesting stat I found about Paul actually earlier was, despite having a Tier 3 title and all them podiums and a few wins he's actually had no pole position. So quite similar to Dylan, who got his first pole last week. Obviously does a Tier 3 championship title, but he's looking a contender this year.
Good with the race
So,
pace, them two.
And the strategy, you have a few of those throughout all the tiers, I feel. Jake, I think you're one that has normally pretty good strategy, but is never really up there in qualifying.
no, I think a lot of people go for. I definitely go for a race setup rather than a quality setup, which I think a lot of the tier 1 drivers do. What was I about to say? Yeah, something about Dylan, but I can't remember now.
Not many poles to win ratio.
I don't know. Anyway, if Fresh doesn't win, he needs to do a forfeit.
Now let's not listen to him.
So what's the forfeit going to be?
How about that? That was good.
Yeah.
Especially if it's wet.
Thanks. If his taught us
And,
anything, I won't even get a podium.
Jay Hudson Stinger's going for the Jay Hudson win. Back in his Northern Irish countryman.
Fusion might
Jay
be quick as well.
Hudson won on the final race last season, I believe, in Austria. So he does have potential. To be honest, I think anyone can win this race. Anything can happen at Singapore.
I think you can say that for most of the calendar, really. There's quite a lot of different types of drivers in Tier 3. There's a lot of with most of them.
Yeah, Fusion Gaming, everyone looking to get a win as well tonight. 8 poles last time he was here in Tier 3. Got P2 in qualifying last week. Can't quite remember what happened during the race. I think he spun, didn't he?
Who didn't spin last week?
Yeah, Dylan.
I
Dylan
spun
was-
twice. They happen to just both be fatal.
Okay,
I
then.
don't think that's fun. I don't think that's fun. I think I was just slow.
Not sure.
Okay, then I think we'll end it there because we've got a couple of minutes till the go time. We've got to get 2 drivers in, so thank you for coming on. And good luck in the race, Scotty and Fresh, and me and Joel will be on comms in a few minutes.
Thank you.
Have a good stream, guys.
Hello and good evening everybody, welcome to Tier 3. Tonight we are at Singapore. I'm joined by Tier 2 driver Mr. Joel. How are you, sir?
Very good. I like this
forward
track.
to a good race.
Fond
Yeah,
memories round here.
Yep, so do I. Got my second 7GR win round here last season.
My first came round here in season 4.
Yeah, I'm not very good at this track, but like I said, in the pre-show anything can happen around this track. It's all about surviving, keep it consistent. A long lap, all the walls are close, naturally in a street circuit. One mistake will can cost you very dear. But we have Mr. Lyons out once again. He's the first man out like he was last week.
I've just had a message coming through Dylan saying, I think there is rain.
Well, he says think, then there's probably the same thing that happened at Tier 1 on
Goonian
Tuesday,
just
where
said looking fully dry for both of those. So. First 15 minutes dry, then after it had rain clouds. We'll have to get the radar out for that one, I think.
well, at Tier 1 on Tuesday it had like the rain icon and sun icon, like the cloud thing, and then you look at the radar and it just said cloud and then sunny for the rest of the race, and then obviously it was a downpour. So when you got to the grid you actually saw the proper radar. So I think in the qualifying screen for the weather it is glitched, so if it does say rain on the icon, and Zion spins round the last corner as
He's done well to keep that out of the wall. Well, they'll have to go for another cooldown.
I think the weather is glitched in the qualifying screen, so that's what the driver's got to be aware of. Oh, and Winter Cookout on his flying lap gets blocked by an AlphaTauri coming up hits. That is twisted down. That was a very unfortunate time. That twist down should have been a bit more aware of that.
I think that may get sent to the stewards, that one.
Yeah. So go on board with Jay Hutchinson, who may have just scraped the wall there on the exit of turn it is. It's like 23 turns around Singapore, so I'm not gonna.
Was looking good in the
him all.
practice session, Jay Hutchinson.
Yeah, he's so he won Austria last season, I think. Unknown ran out of fuel in the last lap.
I felt that pain before.
Yeah.
It's when you bag on a safety car and then you just keep ticking down the laps, and you soon realise that it's probably not going to be your day.
Yeah, can't blame too much being on a safety car. Well, probably good odds around here there'll be a safety car tonight. Take us into the wall. There's Jay Hudson. Here's going to be your next one. Still on board.
That is one thing about Singapore. To be fair, I think traffic on a hot lap will be a little bit of a factor, especially under tyres.
Yeah, on the last corner we just caught the glimpse of that. So the first lap of the night is a 1:39.5, but then it's quickly beaten by Fusion Gamer 38.9, which must have been a mistake on that lap. Aston Martin next, that is Scotty, 40.3. And then a McLaren, a Poe starting a lap. So Podgy has a pole round here. And he holds a Tier 3 record with 1:37.1, so I don't think I'll get beaten tonight with the cars being a bit slower eventually around here. We also see all your face goes P4. Right on board, Paul is starting a lap. Let's give him Paloma, he's the next one across the line. You're one to watch tonight.
Yeah, Can't remember where they qualified last week, but they did finish well, so that's all that mattered. Oh,
Then
they
goes
just
a 39.0 and Podgy Porter has crashed in sector 1 just after I praised him, so the commentary curse continuing tonight.
out of the session as well. That's big.
Yeah. That is big. Podgy, really good form around here.
We'll have to watch his watch him during the race. He'll be one to watch.
Yeah, it's Akflashes, so had a little spin there. He actually has a 5 grid place penalty, so he got that really early on. Don't know what happened.
Yeah, they like dishing those out.
Okay, so we're on board with Poe, who's now coming around the final corner. He's got a fry in front of him. That's probably Lyon's gonna set a lap. And then Poe goes provisional pole with 38.6.
That's
3
the
tenths
Poe
quicker
we
than
were
Ian
expecting
Damon.
to see last week, I think.
Yeah.
After the wrong setup choice, I believe.
Yeah, he was complaining in the practice session as well. He kept spinning, but let's see how he gets on in the race.
Be good to see a battle up the front today. Which I
there's not
think they
too
probably
many
will.
overtaken opportunities around Singapore. About turn
Ooh,
4 is it?
Lions has gone.
A few making mistakes already. Podgy twisted down. Lions. So Lions spin early on in the session as well.
They're an odd part of the track, that spin as well, actually. It's just going into the chicane before the tunnel. I'm not sure how that one's happened.
Strange what's happened there. I can't move the thing. There we go. Stinger's currently P5. He's now coming in.
I believe Dan's man's on a lap.
Talking about Singapore form, actually, Rick Chappell in a tier 1 race finished very high in the order. I can't quite remember. I think it's like P4 or 5, which is
Yeah,
very
I
good
think it was,
considering
yeah.
he's a tier 3 driver.
Oh,
And on board with Dan's, he's just had a little spin.
kept out the wall, luckily for him though, so he'll probably go for another lap if he's got the fuel for it.
Just caught the inside curve there, I think.
And our tier 3 reigning champion, Unknown, has entered the Twitch chat. We're checking up on
Hey.
DPV's progress, who still hasn't come out the pit for the lap yet.
We'll ride aboard with Knich then, in the Alpine. He's got a nice pink helmet to match.
He might catch
Yeah,
Axe
Pinker.
Flasher on this lap, he might get away with it, I'm not sure.
That Flasher is on a lap as well. He's a very slow one, but looks like he's struggling a bit on these corners. Oh, there we go. And the tyres are overheating. Is Knich going to avoid him? Yes, he is. So here comes Knich to a line. P5, 40.0.
The gap between P5 and P4, look at that, 5 tenths, there's another 5 tenths up to P3.
Good evening, Vaughan, Wagwan. Unknown going for Poe, DNF in lap 3. I think there'll be a few DNFs tonight. DPV is actually disconnected.
I believe Vaughan is referencing the John Stones and Raheem Sterling clip.
Yeah.
Bio on a hot
Cookout
lap now,
is-
talking about Vaughan, Bio's coming through on a hot lap. Getting a toe off his teammate, yeah, that was nice from Scott giving him a toe. Every little helps, I suppose. That's where coming in, being in the same party comes to help. Not sure if that was planned or just an opportunist move.
Yeah, he's taking a few chances in his curves.
I think give it quite a few, maybe round 6, 7. I think the Astons will be coming into their own. Oh, that's a good lap from Bio, to be fair.
Jumps into P3.
He'd be happy with that, I
Still.
think. I don't know if he'll have 4 attempts in that lap to get pole.
I wonder if,
We'll wait and see.
a few cars. I was wondering if Bio would give a toe to Scotty who's just starting out lap, but I think he's shot off into a distance.
He may slow down. Actually, let's Scotty on track. He'd have to slow down a considerable amount to give him a toe. Although I would
Here
agree
comes
with
Dylan
you.
then. He was on pole last week in Belgium. Let's see if we can put it through to pole. No, not quite. P3.
Whoa!
Not too far off,
Just got some traffic and hit the wall. Oh!
Oh,
I think I may
what
need
was
to.
that?
I may need to clip that. Fusion has just been held up by Paul. Hit the wall after a bit of a tank slapper, and I think he may have just cut across Paul and ended his session.
Oh, that's very bad. Well, I caught the end of it, but didn't have the best angle. Couldn't really see because the wall was in the way.
I think Paul will
Sort of
probably
Fusion
grab a
cable.
clip of that.
Did see Fusion Gamer wiggling the steering wheel, so
I'm not sure if it was an accident, and we were having a little bit of a Vettel Hamilton around Azerbaijan incident, but it has ended Paul's qualifying, and he hasn't set a lap, so.
yeah, it's two of the favourites. He's at the back of the grid, not even set a lap.
Oh, the weather
it's
has now
happening at the
changed.
pit lane.
Apparently,
Bio
Phoenix has said.
disqualified from the session.
Looking in the pit lane, so has he span on the way in or the way out?
Fusion Gamer, another. You've got 10 grid place penalty now, Fusion Gamer.
I believe it was on the entry to the pit. Bio has
Yeah,
been disqualified
Yeah,
because
Bio's-
he's.
yeah, but it's spun by the looks of it, and then Fusion Gamer did exactly the same thing, and then the game deemed Bio to be blocking him. So
Kunich says dry start, then to rain, he thinks. So that'll be interesting on strategy. Will we see the likes of, well, Bio now because he's been disqualified, and the guys at the back go hards till the rain? Actually, no, everyone can do that now because you don't have to start on the tyres you set a lap on. So,
yeah,
whereas we used to have a little bit of split strategy when it was going dry to wet, we're probably going to have the whole grid doing the same, unless people want to get out front early on. And a softer tyre is better in the rain, so.
here comes Poe, and he improves his time. Cements that proves the pole.
Ooh,
Right.
winter cookout, she's got a clip to the wall, I think. Comes into the pits now.
Front end, so.
Good little qualifying session, this, throwing up everything.
Yep, Fusion Gamer got a 10 grid place penalty. I think there's a few more out somewhere. Who was it? I don't think there is actually more. I think it was a Fusion Gamer twice. And then obviously, Bio being disqualified from the session, he was like P5 or something like that. So he'll be starting from back now.
Dylan has sent me screenshots of the weather graphic. 45 minutes in, rain apparently, but I think Kunich may think that's coming a bit earlier.
Who knows? After Tier 1 Tuesday, so the weather's anyone's guess.
Kunich has got a dry setup on, that'll be the other thing, to see who's gambled on a wet setup. There'll be many who've gambled on a wet setup.
So onboard DPVs next across the line.
That a lap yet?
Nope. It's looking pretty quick. It's P5 for DPV. 39.1.
From second down to fifth, that's a nice little. If there's small improvements there's going to be a little bit of musical chairs.
Yeah, what's happened here? We're going to cookouts just. Okay, it's on the move again. So I got stuck on the pit exit there. Jay Hudson, 10th up in sector 2. Or sector 1, should I say?
Only car not
See
to set
where
a
he
lap
is.
is Dan's at the minute.
Got now 3/10 up. So this is looking pretty good. He gets into the 38, so if he improves the last sector. But again, like last week, we had quite a few guys who couldn't get a time in, and it's the same again this week. We've only got 6 drivers out the session. Here goes Jay Hutchison then. Let's see where he goes. P2,
That's a good
38.7.
lap, that. Just might be a little bit too far ahead for the P3, 4 and 5 guys to catch him. Oh, and 6 DPV in there as well if he can get a big gain. It's a solid lap. If he can... We got left in the session. Can he get another lap in to try and beat Poe?
I think it's a minute and a half, yeah, 1 minute 40 seconds.
On used tyres, it'd have to be a great lap to get 2/10 out of used tyres, I think. He hasn't got time to come in for another lap. Dylan's just gone purple middle sector.
Yeah, barely up on his time. According to that screen.
That's probably the game playing tricks on me then.
Or DPV has retired in the pit lane. He can't get another lap in.
That's a shame. Yeah, he might have. He had the chance to go a bit
Disconnect,
higher.
so I think he only had like 1 lap.
That's unlucky. I think he would be a little bit grieved about that, especially if he loses out a few more positions.
So Dylan heads into sector 2. He's a 10th up, so he needs to find a bit more in this last sector if he wants to challenge Poe for that provisional pole.
That's a DNF on track for Winter Cookout, so he's crashed. Which is unfortunate for him, because he might have found some time.
And Dan's. They're all crashing on the track. Okay, then here comes Dylan. Can he get 2 poles in a row? Comes down the last corner. And it's only
Ooh,
P2 as a
that's
10th
close
off. That's
as
a very
well.
good effort. Jay Hutchinson cannot improve. Fusion Gamer.
That should be another
10
one
grid
to
place
watch.
currently, so
Just finishing
doesn't
up.
matter what he does here. He does
Oh,
go
Fusion.
P2.
Fusion's got close as well. See what Fresh
Poe
can
just
do.
gonna make it round just in time before timer ticks over.
Here comes Fresh.
Just made it, look at that.
P11.
Chapel next. He's actually finished. He is not another lap. Paloma, he's 4/10 up. This is potential to be up there.
It is indeed.
5.
Oh,
And it is provisional pole by a 10th. Paloma.
Here comes
Poe's
Pete.
on it
P8.
now, so he can improve. William Face cannot improve. Stingers is next. He's 4/10 up. Another one. Might get to 38 here.
4/10 up. That'll get him a good amount of places if he can keep that. And if he finds some more, then he'll probably get a little bit more.
Yeah, well, we'll keep an eye on Poe's time in a second when he's about to cross the. He's now about to cross the sector 2 line, and he's actually
He's
he's
up
down in sector 1,
3/10.
but he's up now.
And that will obviously give him
Stingers
pole.
go. Stingers goes P7.
Just
think
Poe, I
that's
believe,
gonna
yeah.
be the last challenge, yeah.
Everyone else
Poe.
is invalidated.
Just got to put the last few corners together. He's only got to find a 10th to reclaim that provisional pole.
Can he beat my ones to watch Paloma this week? It looks like it.
It's looking good.
Oh.
Yeah, a 38.1 by 2/10, just about. Very good lap there from Poe.
He'd be happy with that.
Yeah, he'll be buzzing, I think.
I don't think he probably could have gone much quicker than that.
I think Jay Hutchison and Willie Ketchup's advice paid off. That is his second pole position, Poe.
His other one come at Spa last season, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, the quick dry lap right at the end. which is what we spoke about last week.
Yeah. So a pretty decent qualifying session there. If you want to run down the grid for us, Joel.
Indeed. So it'll be Poe on pole, Paloma second, Fusion Gamer third, Dylan fourth, Jay Hutchinson fifth, DPV sixth, Stingers in seventh, Winter Cookout eighth, Coonage ninth, Scotty rounds up with 10, Fresh in P11, All Over Your Face in P12, Richie Chappell P13, Dan's Man rounds off the who got a lap in P14, followed by the people who didn't get a lap in, Paul, Twisted Dan, Podgy, Flasher, Lions, and Bio with the unlucky disqualification. Otherwise, he would be up around the top 7.
Yeah, of course, Fusion Gamer is going to start P13 with that 10 place grid penalty. Well, it is dry for the start of this race.
You got a bit of a field spread, so it'll be interesting to see the faster people try and get through the pack a bit with Podgy and Paul, and even Bio at the back who showed a bit of pace around here tonight.
Broadcast formation lap tonight we're trying out. Some reports in other leagues that apparently if you turn that on it will fix the tyre temps rather than not having one at all. And again, everyone's confused by the weather like they were in Tier 1. Probably said rain at the start for them.
So that'd be nice to see if we had an option to see the weather broadcast for ourselves here. But we just have to wait for it to magically appear on screen.
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt like a little graphic somewhere, would it? Yeah, same as Tier 1 then, where the quality radar is completely wrong. You see the true weather when you're actually on the grid, selecting your tyres on it.
I don't think that would be great for a driver. I can't imagine not knowing what tyres I'm going to be on at the end of the race.
I know he still gets nightmares on Jay Hutchison when he ran out of fuel at Austria. And he knows what's going to happen to Poe, which does creep into his game. We saw last week get a terrible time at Spa, lots of spins. He was feeling really confident going into the season. And, got very complacent last week, but this is how you bounce back on pole position. And hopefully.
Off the bat, looking at tyres, a lot of people have gone hard, but Poe's on soft, which is a good call if the people behind him don't go on soft. Because he's obviously going to have the pace out front if he's on the soft tyre, and if everyone's on the hards, by the time they get to the rain, if there's rain, obviously, he might be a pit stop ahead. Depending on how long the tyres can go for. I'm not sure about the deg around here.
Well, it's such a long lap, so I'd imagine it's going to be like no more than 5 laps. I wouldn't have thought those softs would last.
Well, for contrast, Abu Dhabi on a fresh set of softs last night was 8 laps, and they were starting to go off around 5-6ish. Me and Vaughan found.
Yeah, I think it's only going to be like 3 laps of performance, and then the last 2 laps just dead. So
Coasting.
me, I probably wouldn't even touch the softs tonight.
Just 2 drivers on the softs at the minute. No, 3. Paloma's gone soft. That might be in a bid to try and keep up with Poe. Oh no, everyone's going soft now. Fresh has jumped on the soft.
Maybe they're all just checking what strategy is. Still got another 2 minutes to go.
Shows who's tuned into the
Who's going to
stream.
win then unknown? What's your prediction here? For me, after that qualifying, I think. Oops. I have to say. I'm going after this qualifier. I'm going to go for a Dylan win again.
He's got.
I reckon
He's in a decent spot to win,
Kuninch
actually.
is going to get a podium, and I'm going to go for. Oof. I can't discount Podgy or Paul though. It's going to be close. Just trying to think which drivers don't make too many mistakes. I'm looking at Paul and Podgy. That's going to be the key tonight. Just keeping consistent, no mistakes. Yeah, I'm going to back Paul to get on the podium as well from P15.
If he gets a good start, I think we could look at Bio maybe for a driver of the day. If he can settle into a little bit of a rhythm, get a few positions off the start, and then just pick his way through the field from 19th. It's a very Finley drive that. Qualify near last and finish up in about 5th or 4th. Used to do it on the weekly now. Just doesn't take any risks into turn 1, and then sort of picks people off as he gets to them.
Yeah, let's see what this broadcast formation that was like then. Hopefully it works. I think the drivers are getting like the same view as us, so
The formation lap gets
there we
underway,
go.
and every driver will be looking to
Oh, we've got
settle in
some
for the
other
race
country.
ahead, making sure that
We've got
their
someone
car
joined
is
us in the
ready for
combat.
battle once the lights go out.
That'd be nice for a race, wouldn't it? If we can get him in.
Yeah. 2 secs, Ted. We'll go to.
As the cars come back towards the grid to line up for the start of the race, each
There's
driver
your strategy.
wants to get the best start they possibly can, and they'll be hoping to finish today's race on the podium. Failing
Oh,
that,
they've already
within the
Yeah, so
finished the
5
lap.
laps on the sauce, it says.
They've already finished
Well, that was
the formation.
That was a
lap.
quick formation lap.
If any driver was thinking about going for a toilet break during that formation lap, they would have to be quick.
Yeah, I thought we was going to go see the whole lap and then a few other things. But hopefully it's going to work.
That's a nice camera shot, isn't it?
Yeah.
Be cool if we could have that camera
So,
shot for the
from
start,
that view
wouldn't
there,
it?
I think I can only see one driver on the sauce. And it looks like it's Alpine, potentially of Kuninch. We'll have a look in a minute. I did actually see the tyre thing a minute ago, but I was too busy looking at what this thing's doing. And I think it could be bugged.
Just 2 on the soft. It's Poe and Fresh.
Yeah, so it looks like I'm going to have to leave. Because the broadcast, again, doesn't work. So, if you can invite me back.
I will, yeah. I'll keep you updated on what happens at the start, if it allows me to. Or I might
Let me
have
leave.
to leave. I might have to leave as well, maybe.
It's not even letting me leave. Well, I'm going to have to restart the game.
I will try leaving.
A sport.
Oh, yes, we're starting.
Should, yeah, try and get me.
Off the
an
start. I will send a quick invitation. Lights out. And away we go with Poe getting a very good start. Dylan's backed up a little bit. Going into turn 1. Has there been any collisions? I think a couple of people have ran wide. Oh, there's a collision at the back. Bio has hit Richie Chappell, who was sideways on the inside of turn 1. But the order coming out of the first corner is... Oh, and Dan's just retired. Is that a safety car? Virtual, I think. Fusion Game down to P19. Is it Full safety car? And although your face is retired as well.
Yeah, so we're back in the lobby now. Yeah, VSC is out. I don't know what happened to all your face. But, yeah, apparently the broadcast doesn't work either.
Well, you have to try these things out, don't you? We now know for next week.
The information I got was
Lion's
false.
running wide. Oh, and he's just cut back in front of Fusion. He's now let Fusion through though.
Yeah, so the big losers are, well, Kunich's down to P16, he's got some wing damage by the looks of it as well. Richie Chapel, has he got wing damage? Yes. I don't know, I can't really see. No, I think he's alright.
He may have side pod damage. I think Bio hit him quite hard.
Yeah, Fusion Gamer's got damage there, and he's actually locks up now, he hits the wall again. Lions had a spin, he's got no wing at all.
Big winners are Flasher, Paul, and Fresh. Fresh is up to P6 on no soft, so he'll be looking for.
Oh, that's fresh on the sauce. We get green again, that's Jay Hudson round the final corner. Too greedy on the throttle probably, with cold tyres during the VSC. It is Poe still in the lead. He's gone for the bold strategy of starting the sauce. He wants to get away. And he needs to make this sauce work, so he's going to last 5 laps.
Paloma was on the soft, but it's clearly changed strategy. There's a spin at the back. I don't think it's a safety car. No,
Goes Lions again. And he's actually retired in the pit lane, I think, as well. As we have some other pit stops. Knich, Bio, Fusion Gamer also in the pits lap 1.
A fresh podium is possible, especially if we get some rain here. He'll be backing himself at the minute. He can keep him out of the wall.
Yeah, he is on the back of Stingers, who's actually had a very good start himself, up to P4.
I think we'll
We have a
slowly
little bit of
see
a gap.
Poe drop
Oh,
Paloma
so-
here.
Paul going for a dive down the inside of Scott. He gets the move done. That's a good move. Actually skipped away from it as he was doing the move, but it looked like a good one.
Are your times
P8 now, Paul.
playing tricks on you, or is that just me?
I think it's
Scotty's
alright.
just
Oh,
hit
Paul.
So it's an exact replay of last week.
Oh, and Paul's actually reversed into the wall twice there, so he could have rear wing damage, and if he does, I think that's his race over.
He can't catch a break, can he, Paul?
He's not had the best of luck tonight. So Poe in the lead by 1.2 seconds. He's actually tagged the wall on the exit there. Or looked like he did anyway. Has he got wing damage? Don't think he has. Paloma's got some good pace here. He's keeping up with Poe. Fresh makes a move on. Stinger's there up to P4 now. That is the man using his sauce well.
Yeah, he's had a very good start, hasn't he? Told him you'd be
If he has a
P4
luck.
after 3 laps. He'd probably take that.
Yeah, definitely.
I know why I would if I started down in P10.
It's like Paul struggling there. I don't know if he's so he's got that rear wing damage. If he does,
Kunich in the
it's
pit
pretty much
again.
your race over. Pose. He's not getting away on these sauce, is he? I think he's just made a mistake.
Then Paul's DNF on track.
Yeah, I think. Oh, and there's another spin. A Fusion Gamer.
Mr. Dan's found himself in a wall as well. It's all going on. No safety car though for Paul.
I think Paul definitely got rear wing damage. Just couldn't.
It'll be to the delight of Fresh, I think, that there's no safety car there. Well, you're right, Paloma's not really burning any battery and keeping up with Poe here. Poe may have damage, because that's the second or third time he's ran sort of wide-ish on the exit of turn 1. I didn't see.
Yeah,
He had a good
potentially all these
start.
softs are dead. But looks like Paloma might go for a move it. It's right on the back of Poe.
And Dylan may follow him through on this lap. Depends on how squeezed he gets. No, that's a fairly clean move. Well, clean as a whistle, would they say?
Yep, good move there from Paloma to take the lead of this race.
If Dylan wants a
Dylan.
chance of winning, he has to get rid of Poe quickly here, I think. If he's to
Don't
keep up with
think-
Paloma.
Big sus.
Ooh,
Like
Hutchinson's
where
out.
you lose Jay Hutchinson. Where's that?
That is a-
VSC, I believe.
Not full safety pilots. We may have another Abu Dhabi here where we don't see a safety car. And if I was fresh and Poe here, would you dive into the pits if it's still out by the time you get round there?
Well, if they're going to pit next lap, they might as well go for it. But
Because those softs seem like they've dropped off already. Poe sort of had the first 1 or 2 laps and now it's sort of gone. Same with Fresh, I think. If I were them, I'd...
Fresh has
I'd-
gained.
yeah.
There you go. He's dropped off now. But so he's gained like a second on Dylan under the VSC. He's slowed down now.
On this game, you
And
can
in
certainly
comes
do
Poe, is that? And Fresh also into the pits.
on this game, you can certainly do what George Russell did, Malfrance. If you back off a little bit and give yourself a lot of delta, you can close right up to the car in front of you. Which is what I noticed yesterday. And unless
So there we go, there is a wing change for Poe, so you're correct, that was wing damage. You probably got it on the exit of turn 4 when I may have seen him tag the wall. Podgy into the pits, he's got a 5-second time buddy for speeding in the pit lane. So we are green again, and it is Paloma to Dylan, all on their own. Stinger's 3.4 seconds back. He's got DVV and Wint Cookout for company.
Good little battle this.
5 seconds down the road as Scotty Act Flash has made it to P7 now from the back of the grid. Richie Chapel P8, Fresh comes out P9 ahead of Poe, who had that wing change. Tristan down P11, Podgy just come out of the pits. On the hards, he'll be going to the end now, I would imagine. And then by Fusion Gamer and Kninch struggling at the back there.
I'd watch this Poe and Fresh battle because we have seen these two come together before around Saudi Arabia. So,
Yeah, I do remember that.
well,
Both from the same strategy.
It was a Fusion
I
Gamer
think that's
lost it on the final corner.
quite surprised I went for the mediums, Fresh in Poe.
I would have gone hard, yeah. Unless they know that the rain may come before, not before we.
Yeah, potentially. Let's head to the battle for P3, so there's any overtakes down the DRS rate. Not your standard overtaking spot.
Scotty's
Next
sort of
one's coming
sat in a bit of a world of his own at the minute. You can see.
Just dealing with the DRS, he's not quite close enough though.
Not burning
No,
battery.
definitely- No, just when it says Stingers though, in the head of a still battle for P3, he's completely out of DRS, so he's going to be under pressure soon from DPV and Winter Cookout.
What do we think here? Do you think Dylan's being held up by Paloma at this point, or do you reckon around the pace?
I think Paloma's quite comfortable right now. He's got more ERS, so it looks like Dylan's the one maybe trying a bit harder.
Ooh, that's a snap. There could be a move here by Dylan. He's still not using that overtake there. He could have easily got past then because Paloma had a poor exit.
Fresh and Poe, this battle here. They've just come very close together there. Poe is ahead now of Fresh.
An unorthodox overtaking spot.
Oh, there's a Fusion Gamer again struggling. He's about to be lapped. Lap me on lap 6. It's not what you want around Singapore.
Although if Fusion does stick it out, a couple more DNFs and he could be on the verge of some points, so might not be worth DNF retiring the pitch yet.
Yeah, very long way to go.
DPV got close to Stingers down the straight.
Yeah, I think he's setting this move up now. He's saved his DRS. Stinger's 11%. I think he is eyeing up the move on this straight here.
A sitting duck at this point.
Yep, here he comes, and he's going to make the move way before the corner. And sails past the Alfa Romeo. And Stingers can't really defend or do much about that.
Winter Cookout joining the back of this battle as well. The yellow flag again, Podgy.
Podgy. Two of the favourites. Expected to do well tonight, really struggling. We've got Paul DNFing. Podgy all the way back, P12 and a long way behind as well.
I hate to say you cursed them, but I think they may edge towards that.
Is that another yellow flag? Is that Fusion Gamer again? Another one who might have rear wing damage, struggling to turn corners. And them guys at the back there desperately into safety car.
Oh yes.
So look at that, Stingers. As soon as DPV's got past, Stingers dropped 2 seconds off the pace.
Let's see if he can make an
Currently-
impression on the top there.
Currently a Mercedes double podium.
Good for the constructors, that. I bet they'll all be taking Barcelona as a teammate next week.
Yeah, he's still a reserve driver.
Oh, Fresh and Richie Chapel. That's a good move by Fresh. He's got past Poe at some point. Richie loses
Poe
2
got damage
positions.
again,
here.
potentially.
Richie's lost 2 positions in 2 corners. A bit unlucky there. I might be looking for a move where he's... Oh, that was... Supposed to be losing that, I think,
Richie Chapel struck around that
Ooh,
last corner.
that's Fusion
Another
again.
yellow flag. Fusion again. It was a yellow flag, just assume it's Fusion from now
Oh,
on.
Winter Cookout going down the inside of Stingers. Can't quite keep it. Switch back. And he's going to get Stingers now. Chicane. Good move by Cookout there.
Up to P4, and he's on
Hards
the
as
hard
well.
tyres. Yeah. So Richie Chapel not keeping up with Fresh and Poe. He's on the older
Poe might
tyres
go
though.
for a move here into the chicane. Fresh is... Oh, they're both low on battery actually.
Yeah, they're both giving it everything, so about the DRS. Definitely a battle to keep an eye on. Is a battle for P8. Pit very early, so they both started on the sauce.
It's a battle that I think is going to go on all race. Dylan's dropped back from Paloma out in front. Might be to save a little bit of battery because he has been burning a lot. Paloma seems
The
to
only
be...
problem for these two is everybody else, I would imagine, is on the 1 stop, and these guys are on the 2 stop. So I don't. His medium's not going to last at the end for sure.
Fresh and poses, that is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, blow up, I think.
At the front though, Dylan has slightly fallen off place. He's out that DRS zone. And Paloma looking comfortable so far. He's got a lot of ERS as well. He needs it. DBV has his own races now. He's got past traffic on Winter Cookout and Stingers. Next Fusion Gamer again. Yellow flag. Scotty having a quiet race, but he's up to P6 now. He's driving on his own there. P6.
Maintaining the gap, I believe, but extending it to Flasher.
7 seconds behind the Stingers and 7 seconds ahead of Act Flasher. He's having a good race himself as well, start from the back.
Sort of the old Flasher coming back.
You have Koninch potentially making a move as Twisted Dan goes very wide and Knight will just easily go through up to P13. As I said, these guys at the back here need a safety car, they want to score some points.
Oh, Poe and Fresh having another bit of...
It's currently the only sort of battle on track right now.
I do believe they're still catching Flasher up ahead though. Even though this little battle's going on.
Yeah, they're slowly catching him.
Slowly, I think
Naturally
they're
would stay on the
catching...
mediums.
I think they're catching quite quickly.
Got 2/10 in that last few corners.
A little roadblock for him so you can get past him quicker.
See, if I was Poe here, I'd just sit behind for a couple of laps and just recharge your ERS and then set up the move.
I hope there's a little bit of a...
They are literally equal on the ERS, they're both on 9%.
I don't think either of them need to burn really, they're catching Flasher quite quickly. If they worked as a team, they probably... Well, the two... Well, Poe's up there, isn't he? He's probably one of the faster drivers, and Fresh isn't slow himself, so if they used each other, they could probably make inroads here. I
Yeah,
doubt they
I'd
catch
say they're
Scott.
on the back of that Flasher in about 3-4 laps time. Fusion Gamer just had another spin. I'm pretty sure he's got rear wing damage. He's spinning that much.
It's all sort of quietened down now, everyone's sort of spread out a little bit.
Yeah, we have a winner cookout slightly coming back at DPV. So maybe medium's slightly going off.
It might be the crossover period between those hard and mediums.
He has the DRS and the gap was 2 seconds not that long ago. And that's DPV. Look at how slow he is through this corner. DPV must have damage. There's Fusion Gamer again.
Is he going to let him through? No.
Here comes Winter Cookout and I can't think of anything else but DPV must have damage.
Breezes
Mistake.
past him.
Now onto the podium goes Winter Cookout. Looking very good.
Fresh has
the other
got
half's Podgy.
DRS on Flasher now. I believe Flasher... No, Flasher didn't get DRS or Twisted down.
Twist down onto the softs. On the back marker.
This isn't a great place for Fresh to catch up here. He's getting held up a little bit. He's burning some battery. We got into that corner.
Yep, so it's power for P7 now. That Flasher a little bit more ERS. And Poe has... Well, I don't know if he watches the stream during the race, but he has recharged his ERS a little bit.
If I was Flasher, I'd let these boys through and try and hang on to the back of them. Oh no.
He's into the toe, but we'll see.
With the Batman Fresh and Poe have that, might not be the best idea.
But it is 2 cars, he probably wants to hold up it because that Flasher will be on the 1 stop.
Oh, that's a penalty.
Fresh and Poe picking up the 3-second time, but exactly the same place. Well, here comes DRS. First time Fresh all over the back of the Frenchman.
Might have to be a dive here, I think. Fresh, if you can go for the move. Oh, that's audacious.
He's gone for it. He has tapped that Flasher off. And Poe going to try and follow him through.
Flasher around the outside. No, he hasn't got a grip. That was audacious. I thought he was a little bit too far back then.
Yeah, he did tap that Flasher off the track, I think.
See if Flasher sends that in.
Wide.
If that was me, I'd probably send in the clip to see what happens.
Yeah.
DPV
Fresh and
has
Poe
been
off through.
overtaken. Oh wait, yes, we saw that, didn't we? Managed to
Yes,
keep on the
managed to
back
keep
though.
the back of him. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I'm not sure what happened.
He's got a lot more battery though.
Yeah, that was a strange one. He lost a lot of time, and now he's all of a sudden just sort of back on it.
Hose all
Unless
over
he
the
just
back
made
of
a
Fresh here.
mistake in his winter cookout, just tagged the wall there. Potentially. No visual damage, I can see.
This might be the battle of 7GR this season so far. Pub and Fresh have been going at it since about lap 4 here, I think.
Yeah,
Just
Fresh done a really good job, to be fair, like keeping Poe behind. Especially on the qualifying pace, anyway.
he's placing his car just in the right spot, isn't he, man? Singapore.
Yeah, but
And-
they're literally even on the ERS the whole time as well. Like, literally exactly the same.
I think if Poe was to make a move, it might end in tears the way Fresh is defended. So
Such a
when are we expecting
3 seconds
the
off the pace.
medium runners to stop? We started on the mediums, obviously. You're coming up for their pit
Probably
window,
say,
shortly, wouldn't it?
either next lap or around about lap 15, I'd imagine.
Can't remember what the graphic said at the beginning.
Nearly halfway through the race, so it's
Yellow
probably the
sector 3, that's a Haas.
Podgy, another one
Podgy.
who potentially might have real damage. He's not on it today, is he? A lot of favourites just not doing well. Fusion Gamer,
Yeah, I think rear
Podgy,
wing damage
Paul.
is just awful to drive with. You just lose it on every corner.
yeah, other than like obviously playing with Dylan, DVV, the top 10 sort of not really what you'd expected tonight so far anyway. Oh, Richie Chappell goes for a little bit of a drift. I think he kept out of the wall.
No, the top 10 sort of, maybe Poe, Dylan, Paloma, maybe Winter Cookout and DPV. But Scotty doing well, Fresh. Even Flasher has started off well. I know he's only getting 2 points at the minute, but that's still 2 points he may have thought he might not get.
Yeah, especially
Sure.
where he started anyway.
I'm sure Kays is egging him on, as always. Probably Rhino as well, actually. I know he's good friends with them.
Yeah. So I'd imagine, I reckon we might see a pit stop here from either Dylan or Paloma.
Do you think
I think
Paloma's covered
Dylan's
off the
like a
undercut?
Dylan's, look at how much he's pushing. He's always the ERS. Paloma very comfortable in the lead.
I'd say Paloma's probably covered off the undercut.
Yeah, I think if anyone's going to pit first, I think it has to be Dylan.
He has to
Just
take
to
the gamble,
try and
doesn't
get
he?
the undercut.
Take
Yeah.
the gamble at this point. DPV's probably the only other one you could probably gamble on undercut at this point. You could probably get past Winter Cookout, actually.
Yeah, we'll have to see when he comes to the pits if he does have wing damage or not. But it's still Poe and Fresh. That's another yellow flag. Who is that? That's Fusion Gamer again, I believe. Fair play to him to carry on going though. He's like a lap behind. Well, maybe 2 laps behind now, probably. Just keep spinning.
Oh, DPV in for the undercut.
Let's see. Does he have wing damage? Doesn't look like he's getting one replaced. So,
No. That was weird, wasn't it? I reckon he
sure.
was saving ERS, must have been. And who else is
That's
that's
strange, wasn't
Stingers that's followed him in? Yellow flag for a Haas. Podgy. Podgy's
and
now
where's
lost.
Poe? He's coming. Poe's coming.
That might be
Gambling
smart from
undercut.
Poe. I think he probably could undercut Fresh. Because he...
So 2 stops for Poe now.
That is, that's pretty wise from Poe, actually. If I was Fresh, I would have wanted to follow him in if I was in front of him.
Yeah, just got to be careful on this outlap though. Push too hard early on, especially on these hards. They're going to be freezing cold. Comes out P10.
Oh, flashes on the back of DPV.
Yep, that flash should be just hoping to get dragged along a little bit for as long as possible. I'm sure DPV will be gone in a lap or so.
That's Podgy again.
Podgy again. Yeah, just
Fresh will be hoping for a virtual safety car there, so he can probably dive into the pit and still keep his advantage over Poe.
Dylan always falling back. I think Dylan's now coming in.
He
Yes.
has, yeah. If I was Dylan, I probably would have come in lap before for the undercut. And that's a Haas following him.
I think it's Podgy on no wing. So on go the hard tyres for Dylan.
Oh, Winter nearly lost it though. Up in T2 now.
Come out ahead of Scotty, who has not pitted yet. He's up to P4.
He's going to hope he comes out in front of Scott, because there'll be some traffic for him. That's going to be close.
Yeah, it's going to be close. I think Dylan's
Just
going to be behind.
If I was Scott, would you let Dylan through? Depending on Scott, when Scott's hitting, to be fair.
I don't think Scott will let him through, but I don't think he'll put up much of a fight when Dylan gets on the back of him. Stinger's on the back of Richie Chapel now on these fresh hard tyres. Poe has come in again.
Oh.
So that ends the battle with Poe versus Fresh. And a wing change with Poe.
Yes.
Probably
Oh,
pushed
the
too
shame.
hard on that outlap. He has gone back onto the softs.
Or
So again,
cold
Poe's going
tyres.
to have to pit again, unfortunately.
Fresh has stayed out for another lap. He's on 11 lap old mediums, but Paloma's on 15 lap old mediums out in front, to be fair.
Yeah, well, he's getting dragged along by Dylan at a minute, so we'll just use him.
Oh, and Poe's got
Extra
5
bit of
seconds to
DRS.
cross the pit lane exit. Poe's
All gone wrong for Poe.
on the softs. They certainly won't make it to the end.
No.
And
Let's have a look at the leader. So 30.8 seconds is the gap from Dylan to Paloma. I'd imagine the pit stop will be about 25 seconds.
yeah, roughly, I think.
So Paloma currently will get ahead, but he will be on those freezing cold tyres while Dylan will be up to temperature.
Yep, so he'll probably close straight back up to Paloma. As Dylan probably look at move for on Scott here. Scott's not using any battery and stays to the left and lets him through.
Yeah, Poe's got the fastest lap so far of where's it gone? 40 seconds and 2 tenths. I was looking at it earlier, I was like, I wonder why every time they cross the line it said like plus 1 minute like from the last lap.
Yeah, mine was being a bit funny as well.
Oh, was that AlphaTauri gone off? Who's that? Twisted Dan off into the runoff.
Oh, good luck getting that out of there. Managed to do it, and he's let the went to pick up through.
And Poe in the pits again! Now, another wing change. Yeah, it's gone terribly wrong for
And he's
Poe.
serving the 5
That's
second
his-
time penalty.
Yeah. And the leaders now coming to pits as well, Paloma. And Winter Cookout now takes the lead of this race.
So here we go. Let's see how close Dylan can get.
Dylan.
I don't think he's going to be that close.
It was
It'll be
spin
the
out.
outlap.
Is that Kaninch? It is Kaninch.
I think it'll be the outlap from. Hang on, actually. No, Dylan's done the undercut.
Wow,
Dylan
Dylan
has
making
done
the
the
undercut work.
That was a
Paloma
good
goes
3-4 seconds.
over
Paloma was ahead by as well. I that Kunich again?
Maybe he missed.
It is, yeah.
Could have potentially missed like the immersive pit stop. Maybe lost another second or so. Dylan making the undercut work, and by quite a bit as well.
That could win him the race. As Axe Flash has just come in. Scotty's come in as well, so he's down P8 now, but he'll probably get a position off Fresh and Richie. Yellow flag.
Is that Kinich
that-
again?
Yeah, it's Pete, yeah.
Hot tyres.
Oh, he's just slammed
That's
that
definitely
wall.
weird. That's definitely rearing damage for a good inch.
Yeah, I don't think he really cared what happened then, because he didn't try and
let's see
slow
how-
down.
This next couple of days. Tries to cool down them temperatures.
Oh, it's twisted down in the same area again.
Yeah, he's just locked up again. I don't know.
He doesn't like that
Catch
corner.
race struggling. Let's there we go. That definitely rearing damage. You can't. It's basically race over when you got rearing damage.
Yeah, I have to agree. It's probably worse than Sidepod.
Yeah.
As
Okay,
Winter
Winter
Cookout
Cookout's
finally
just-
picks.
Yeah, he's on the medium tyre. So where does he come out? Does he behind Fresh?
Fresh is yet to pit though.
Fresh has have to pit again.
DPV was the one he was
Tries.
fighting.
There's an undercut.
Switch on strategy though, look. I don't know if they're on the same tyre when they pit. I don't think they were.
Country cars are pit lane and yeah, get that rearing damage over. Which he comes in for his stop as well. After the Winter Cookout started on the hard, so
Richie in
into
the
the
pit.
mediums to the end now.
As I was saying
Podium.
a little bit earlier on, if Fusion is a little bit luckier and there's a few more DNFs, he will get the points.
Yep, Poe's already. Well, he was battling Fresh
He'd be
all
up
that
in about
time, and now
P3
he
and P4.
finds
at
himself
this point.
over a minute behind.
Fresh has gone long.
Yeah, in fact, he won't be. Fresh will be lapping in the not too far future. Fusion Gamer spins again.
It's mad to think, isn't it? They're only battling about 3-4 laps. Well, no, they've got 5-6 laps ago now. Yeah, it was that double pit stop from Page sort of backed him up. Fresh doing wonders with these mediums. Oh, talking about that, he's
Yeah.
coming in.
Yep. Winner Cookout now. Here it's that podium.
Oh, Fresh
good
5
for-
seconds for speeding in the pit lane. Will they not serve that straight away, will they?
Slow stop as well. Just teleported half down on pit lane.
Yeah.
So Stinger's back ahead, up to P5 now.
I think Fresh will be safe with Scott.
That's
Just.
Richie Chappell, who's currently in the points. He's just had a spin. And is that wing damage as well, I see?
Scott may get Fresh. Ooh,
Yes.
on the outside. Fresh squeezes in. He's managed to get it done though. Scott up into P6. He's actually gained a position through those pit stops. After.
Yep, and that is now these guys to the end.
Ooh, that's Bio. No? Who's that? Oh, it's Richie Chappell.
He's got no wing, he's currently in the points. He's going to have to pit, and I think Poe will get back in the points.
Somebody's
Only
left
one,
on the
but-
green car.
Better than Paloma. Shipping away at the lead, he's 1.5 seconds away from Dylan.
Starting to push a bit now, I think, Paloma. They were a good 4 seconds back, weren't they? Not really burning the ERS though. This is a great drive from Paloma. Look. He's got raw pace.
Yeah, he's definitely playing the long game. He's Obviously, his first stint, very, very quick. Losing Dylan by about 3 seconds. And that lead calmed down.
Those 2 laps of pressure tyres have helped as well, I think.
Dylan's just going to have to do an absolute masterclass on the defence if he wants to win this race, but
We've seen it happen with Fresh, to be fair, so I wouldn't count them off just yet. We've seen Fresh with Poe, who Poe was, I think Fresh won't mind me saying this, but Poe was quicker. And, still keeping behind, so.
yeah. But also, no, Dylan doesn't need to risk. Like, it's not like I need to win this race. It's only round 2. He's won the first one.
It's all about
P1 and
extending.
P2 will be very good at the start of the season. Yeah.
Little bit by little bit, and then you'll soon have a fairly decent championship lead.
Yeah, with 10 laps to go as well. Winter Cookout find some pace in his mediums.
I think he's caught him by a
Potentially
second.
be in the
or-
battle.
I think he's caught him by nearly a second this lap.
Yeah, we'll discount Winter Cookout because he is on the faster tyre.
And they're not worn either. It's not worn mediums he's catching up. They're still well within working range. Fresh got them to about 15 laps, those mediums, so Winter Cookout might be winning this race.
Yeah, especially if Paloma and Dylan start having a little bit of a battle. Slow them down a bit.
If you were
Could see an
Paloma,
early
you'd
overtake,
probably
though.
leave it till a little bit later on. Although Winter Cookout
See
is
if,
catching at a rate of knots here. Winter Cookout is on a little bit of a mission. And you can probably see why, because if he can get in front of these two by, let's say, lap 26, 27, if he's really got pace, he can sort of extend that gap so when his tyres go off, he's still got a decent advantage. Fresh is closed up to the back of Scott.
A little chance here to take back P6. Fresh sends some good pace tonight. Is like it's Scotty here. He's on the faster tyre.
Not sure if we'll see any rain towards the end here. As we sort of
Looks like
forgot
it's just
about
gonna
that.
be dry. Yeah. The game was just buggy as usual.
Would be nice, wouldn't it, if you drop some rain with a few laps to go, see what people do. Especially on a track like this, but we don't want to see anyone crashing out at the end of their race, so the dry will be good enough for us.
Yeah. Paloma's still all over the back of Dylan. Doesn't stay on too long because it's going to fall in the clutches of Winter Cookout, and Paloma will want a gap. He's definitely the faster
Yeah.
driver as he nearly spins around the final corner.
Richie
Catches it.
Chappell's lost it.
Where is Richie Chappell? Now down to P12. Points code. At the point as things stand.
About a second a lap is what Winter Cookout is catching these two ahead.
Yeah, and that's the first mistake I've seen Paloma do tonight as well. So
It's the first mistake we've seen Paloma do during this season, full stop, isn't it?
yeah.
Very
And
consistent.
that could potentially be a safety car. We have Richie Chappell parked on the last corner, and he's going to head into the pits.
That's a shame for Richie, because I know on his day he's a very good driver. He hasn't really had the chance to show it yet.
And that's a gap from Winter Cookout about 2.7 seconds. So
He doesn't really make an inroad
Same.
in the first and second sector. It's the third sector where he catches massively. As you can see, he's through the lower speed corners. I think those mediums are hanging on a lot better. He's a lot better through these corners compared to the first sector. Might not have a straight
Yeah.
line setup on.
I think at the end of the next lap he will be in the DRS range of the leaders.
We could have two friends winning 2 races this week. I know Winter Cookout and Waze are part of the same friend group, I believe.
Yeah.
So if they can both get a win, I'm sure there'll be a bit of bragging rights there.
Paloma going for the move around the outside of turn 1. I missed that one, but Dylan holds on.
Might be
Dylan around the outside,
realising
sorry,
that there's a
Paloma.
certain winter cookout on its way.
Yeah, so Paloma now pushing hard. There's another yellow flag. Don't know what that's for, it's just a random one, but here comes Paloma. Right on the gearbox now on Dylan.
Ooh, that was got tight
Finds
there.
a gap down inside, that was very tight. Dylan tried to hold on, but he can't. And Paloma retakes the lead. The Singapore Grand Prix and the Winter Cookout is closing in. Now can Paloma build a little bit of a gap? We've got 7 laps to go.
I think he needs to. Because winter cookout is on a mission.
Yeah, and he's got the EMS as well to attack.
He's got more than them two as well, so he's been... I think winter cookout will probably want to get past Dylan down the start-finish straight. And
Actually,
maybe...
P9, has he got wing damage or is he... He has got wing damage, so I'm going to go to Sauce. He should still come out where he's started at P9.
I will be close with old tyres.
So there we go, Winter Cookout has joined the battle for the lead.
And that is, if you ride on board with Paloma, that's Poe up the road. So these lot are closing on P10. Just shows you how much pace they've had this race. But they're closing
Yeah, I
out
wonder if
to P10,
Palomas,
P9.
if he could play this quite smart, he knows, he obviously doesn't know what DRS Dylan has, but if he sort of just keeps Dylan in his DRS range, he can sort of use Dylan as defence to Winter Cookout.
A rear gunner.
Yeah.
Although if he keeps up this pace, Paloma will get DRS off of Poe. Maybe not Flasher, because Flasher's jumped on the softs. So,
Potential move here from Fresh, he's right on the back of Scotty still. Doing a really good job on these hard tyres.
I think that time penalty's going to hinder him a little bit, but if he doesn't get past Scott, he'll never know if he has the pace to gap him.
I think he's just using him as a tow right now.
Oh,
Goes wide.
is he gonna...
We thought about it.
I think Scott gave him the... Oh, that's a
Oh,
clip.
wing damage. Wing damage for Fresh.
Oh, that's a real shame. Is it worth pitting for Fresh? I'd say
16
no.
seconds to Bio, who hasn't even... Has he pitted yet, Bio? I think he pitted lap 1, eh? Oh, there we go. This could be the safety car. Fusion Gamer has finally retired.
Bio did pit very early, yes.
I think we got away with the safety car.
Who would a safety car help right now, you reckon? Bio, probably. Oh, hang on. That's a virtual, I think.
Yep. BSC has come out.
Is it still
BBB
worth pitting
taking
Bio?
advantage of this. The safety car would have helped Fresh, obviously, because he's got wing damage.
Still keeping up with Scotty.
Eric
I think.
Flasher and Poe, but Podgy and Dan, they're a lap behind, so
Are they a lap behind or are
We
they
had
two
to get
laps
past
behind
anyone.
now?
I think Twisted Dan's 2 laps, and Podgy's still a lap behind, I believe. Coming in again.
Have I been disconnected or have you been disconnected?
I'm still in.
Oh, Fusion Games
I
left.
think Fusion
Ah.
Gamer wants to host.
I don't know who it gave it to. Panic over.
Yeah, so no safety car, so yeah, still the front 3.
Maybe this has helped.
Yeah,
It's helped
no
Dylan get some ERS back. ERS back, sorry. That is what it has done. Oh, and we get
Fresh
going.
gets that wing repaired.
Luckily, no drive-throughs for anyone. Fire fresh pit in this. And that basically means Scott has got a clean little run to the finish line now after a very solid race of just driving around by himself, really.
Yeah, it's about surviving on tracks like these. That VSC actually has helped Dylan sort of recharge his battery a bit, so he can defend a little bit longer from Winter Cookout.
Oh, hang on, that's going to be a move.
And
Oh, Paloma's positioned the car there to help Dylan, I think. Because if Paloma wasn't there, he might have got round the outside. So that's a
Paloma can actually get DRS off Poe from the lap car ahead, so
if I were Poe, I'd probably get out the way of these three.
Dylan's got a lot of overspeed here. He could even go for the lead in.
Oh,
Paloma sort of blocks him.
hopefully there was no wing damage through that.
No.
I really hope there wasn't any wing damage, because that would ruin this little battle.
I'll have to watch that again if it was like a late move or did Dylan just not react.
He's not really
Had
one for
loads
an
of speed
argument, Dylan, so
No.
it'd be interesting to see what he says.
I'll have to watch that one again.
Yeah, I'm not too sure on that one. We've had a few more incidents than last week, I think.
Yeah, obviously I missed the start, but
Well,
a few damaged wings on that one.
Richie Chapel was round on the first.
Oh, big.
That's big.
That is huge. Paloma making a mistake, getting a time penalty. Now he has to push. He's got to use all that ERS.
But Dylan is
So
dropping
it's-
off though. That's the thing. So if Dylan keeps Winter Cookout behind for a little bit longer and can't catch Paloma, then Paloma's going to win.
Yeah, and Poe's actually played a big part in this. He obviously moved out the way now.
He might have been on the verge of getting a little bit of penalty there. I'm not sure if he can get Paloma to blue flags. I think he can.
Dylan just about falling out the DRS range of Paloma, but you will get it off Poe on that car anyway. I think he was
He has
range
caught
anyway.
through there though. He's just caught through that corner. That DRS has helped a lot for Dylan there. He's just caught Paloma massively. Although I know a ghosting car in front of you is off putting, so
As far as Poe, he'll probably just get out of the way. He's not really in the battle for anything right now, so
no, they're all in each other's DRS as well, so
Yeah.
he's not really helping.
yeah,
Just hindering.
it's not going to affect his race at all. He slows down or whatever.
He might be feeling like he's part of this front battle.
Oh, Winter Cookout! What's happened to him? He just spun around.
Oh. I know he could have won this race as well.
Yeah.
Now, is that Poe's fault? Or is it just a mistake?
I think Winter Cookout will try and blame him, but
Poe was in
we
front
do
of
have
Dylan,
a rule:
so
if you're in the way on a battle for blue flags, you do have to sort of if you're faster, obviously you can lap yourself, but Poe,
he didn't have that much of a pace advantage, did he?
no.
That's a shame to
Pretty
win the
much a whole
Cookout.
entire lap in a bit that he's just sort of been in the middle of this battle, potentially putting drivers off.
Well, I think he may have just cost Winter Cookout the win if that was the problem. Oh, Dylan's looking at it.
Line up the move here. Not sure why he did that, because he sort of compromised his corner and his run.
I think he was just hoping for a mistake, maybe off line and keeping him on his toes.
All Dylan has to do is just stay in 3 seconds in the final few laps, and he's going to win 2 races in a row at the start of the season.
He may go for a move.
Oh, DPV makes a move for P4.
Is he out of the session though, DPD? He's ghosted on my screen.
Oh yeah, he's ghosted.
Stinger's just catching up to the back of him. We'll see if he's AI. Nothing above his head. He might be AI. He did have problems in quali, didn't he?
Yeah.
So if DPV doesn't get back in, I presume he's not given the points, is he? Or is he given the points? He's done the majority of the
No.
race.
Well, I don't know when he disconnected.
If not, then Scott gets put up another place into P5, which has been a
Find out when if he has disconnected, unless he's just randomly ghosting. But it does look like it's AI.
I knew that was a problem on the last game. Oh, Dylan's just run wide around the final corner. He might be a warning off the penalty here. 'Cause that was, it did look like a possible warning.
Poe's now pit. Try and get the fastest lap, but the fastest lap's a bit broken at the minute, so not sure how we're going to do this at the end of the race.
Has-
Well, Poe actually has apparently the fastest lap of 40.2.
We'll have to wait till the end of the race to see who's got the fastest lap.
And you'll see it fix itself.
I expect it'll be one of those soft runners, which we've got quite a few of now.
Yep, Charles is probably wondering why when they got themselves like, I'm not setting any fastest laps. The fastest lap's 40 seconds.
I think you'd have to cut a sector off to get 40-second fastest lap.
So everybody is spread out. It is literally the battle for the lead. If Dylan, I don't know if Dylan makes a mistake or not. It's all in his hands right now.
Paloma's got 100% ERS. Surely it's worth
Yes.
just going for a push lap on the final lap to see if you can gap Dylan.
But look at his fuel. His fuel light's flashing. So
Could we see
is
Winter
that why
Cookout
he's?
get second place after all?
That is potentially why he's not using that ERS. He's just going to burn all his fuel. It's quite early for the light to be flashing.
Which means we could see, depending on how bad the fuel is, a completely different podium to what we thought we saw.
Yeah. And if he runs out of fuel around Singapore, it's a very long lap to get to that line.
And a lot of hard braking zones, so you can't really carry the speed either.
He's lost it. Has he? He's slowing down.
Hang on,
He's
we'll see out
lifting
the
off.
exit of this corner.
He's,
Yep,
he's,
it's
he's
gone.
just lifting off. It's gone.
So can
So
we
Dylan-
see Stingers
in
or
the lead now.
DPV get on the podium here? They're
That is
quite
very,
a long way up the
very
road.
long way.
It's a
Yes.
long way round. It's the final sector where it's going to hinder Paloma the most, isn't it? Because the deep
I
braking
reckon
zones.
Scotty might even get him here.
I think
about 30
they may be
seconds down
telling
the road,
Scott to
potentially.
push because Scott is using the ERS now.
Oh, and he's made a little mistake as well. So Winter Cookout now back up to P2. Paloma.
It's not
Look at him,
quite.
he's now trying to burn that ERS.
It's not
No,
quite the race
no,
when
no,
with
no.
the Cookout wanted, but I think it's not a bad consolation. DPV's going to get Paloma here, probably. Stingers will be close. Scotty, I think, is just a little bit too far back.
Yeah, too far back for Scotty. But Dylan coming around the final corner. He's a little bit of a showboat. Be careful, Dylan. And come time,
Another good
Four.
race win.
2 out of 2. Winter Cookout.
Good drive.
P2.
Good drive
Really
from
good
Winter
drive from
Cookout.
Cookout.
Up
I
5
think
places
Paloma-
from the start position as well.
I think Paloma might hang on to the podium, or DPV's going to get him, but
We don't know
not
if
sure
DPV... Maybe a penalty as well, because Stingers hasn't got any penalties. Stingers just lost fuel at the end.
Oh, who's that crashing? Poe crashing across the line. Is he finished out? Paloma left the session straight away. He's not very happy with that. Scotty coming around the final corner.
Good drive from
He's
Scott
gonna
today.
Yeah, really good
I know.
P6 with Scotty.
It's easy in these sort of races where you're driving by yourself to lose concentration and hit a wall, so he's done well today, I think.
Yeah, Fresh next across the line. Oh, actually, Podgy now across the line. He's had a really stinker tonight.
There's Fresh run out of fuel here.
I think he has. Another one run out of fuel. Bio might even get him on penalties, does he?
No.
7 and 8 for those two. Axe Flasher.
Bio and Axe
We take
Flasher
P9 to be fair.
both started at the back of the grid, so that's a very good, probably my votes for driver of the day, up 11 places. The only other one would be Scott, I think, for driver of the day, and Fresh. Well, there's a few people actually. Winter Cookout.
Yeah.
I think that takes race of the week again, in my opinion. Didn't catch much of the tier 1
Yeah,
one.
potentially. The tier 1 was quite exciting, I think.
End of the race, 3's gone up a lot, I think.
Yeah, that's it.
We're seeing a lot more on-track battles and a lot less crashes. It's good to see, actually. Very good to see.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Dylan taking the top step of the podium. 2 wins out of 2. So the championship charge has started.
Couldn't ask for a better start, could you?
DPV saying sharing the podium with his boy Dylan, so maybe he was in his car, maybe it's just some weird glitch that he was just ghosted on the last screen. I'll ask him now if DPV are in, if you, were you connected or were you racing? We'll find out. But anyway, there is. Well, unfortunately, there's going to be no lap times on the website tonight because it looks like it's all broken. Unless yours saying different.
Nope, they've all got 40s.
Yeah. Right, now you got 25 seconds to run down the grid order for us.
That'll be Dylan with his second win in as many weeks. Winter Cookout with a very good podium today. DPV with another good podium. Paloma unlucky with the fuel at the end. Stingers P5. Scott good race P6. Fresh P7. Bio P8. Flasher P9. Poe riding off the top 10. Podgy, Twisted Dan, Fusion, Richie Chappell, Coonan, Hutchinson, and I didn't quite catch the rest.
Yep, so another decent race here. Here's 7GR, that was lots of drama in that one as well. Next week we have our first sprint week. So it changes the dynamic of the races. So obviously one shot qualifying, followed by the sprint race, followed by the 50% race. So it will sort of mix things up, see you can take advantage of format. Tier 1 is at Brazil, Tier 2 is at Austria, and Tier 3 is at Jeddah, I believe. So obviously 3 good ones, lots of overtaking opportunities, all 3 of those. Should be a good sprint and a good race as well.
Looking forward to the sprint race. I feel like I'm better suited to a sprint race.
Yeah,
I'm sure
one
many
shot
people will feel like that.
quali as well changes dynamic as well. Like you've got to balance it from pushing hard to not pushing too hard, so you invalidate, so you start at the back.
Yeah,
It's gonna be interesting.
I'm sure the quali times will be a lot lower than what they would have been, in a normal qualifying session. So
Yeah, definitely going to be an interesting week next week.
bit of a field spread, hopefully.
Yeah. So we'll end it there. So well done to Dylan, picking up 2 wins out of 2. We'll see if anyone can lay down a challenge next week. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next week. Goodbye.